Ooh, what a pretty game. Are you here with us, Ferric Fox?
I am here.
Awesome.
All right, I think we are just ready to go.
Fabulous. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Fantastic. So I am Ferric Fox, also just go by Ferric. Want to say thank you to the Power Up with Pride Marathon for allowing me to showcase this game tonight, called Wildermyth. It's kind of a tile-based strategy game. We'll be doing a procedurally generated version of this game, so there's some randomness in there that will be kind of fun. So thanks for joining us this evening. This morning, I don't even know wherever you guys are. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning here, so I don't know if it's night, I don't know if it's morning, but we'll make it work. So please feel free to hit that donation button to donate to the Trevor Project for this wonderful cause. And I would like to introduce my commentator, Moonblaze Wolf. Are you there, Blaze?
Yeah, hi. I go by Blaze, and I'm mostly here because I'm supporting Ferric because he's awesome, and he's going to do a great job on this run.
Thank you so much.
I know you're getting set up here, and I know this is your first Power Up with Pride, so let's have a fun one tonight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, welcome to Power Up with Pride.
This is fantastic. So we did have a bid war for this, so I'm just checking my campaign options here. For this particular speed run, this is it's called the Thrixel. It's a spellcaster race that we choose, the storyteller mode. And then that's the randomly generated seed. So if we had any donation incentives meant for naming characters, we can name up to 3 characters.
We, in fact, did. And in the lead, the very first one is Grace. Grace.
Grace is in there. So next one.
All right, the next one is Cube in all caps.
Like this? Cube?
Let me see. I got a little bit of a delay here. So that is correct.
Okay. So we've got Grace. We've got Cube. Cube needs to be a warrior also. And then what about the last one?
The last one is Trace. Trace.
Fantastic. Definitely some good names. So for the speedrun, we do choose all warriors. There's 3 classes. In Wildermyth, there's a warrior class, a rogue class, and a wizard class. Warriors have the least input, so I choose to go with all warriors. And once I hit the start button, we'll be ready to go. So I'll go ahead and count it down from 3. In 3, 2, 1, start. So this is all storyboard text that we do not read during the speed run. It is very fun and interesting if you play this game casually to enjoy the storyboard stuff.
We're just going to start off with some combat here. There's going to be a lot of sort of small missions like this that Ferric's party is going to have to complete over the course of the run. This one's about as fast as they come. And Ferric, after a lot of battles, will end up having to choose some new abilities. And I saw some good ones there, Ferric. I saw you got some of the ones that you prefer.
Absolutely. Just focusing for a moment here, so right now I'm just recruiting another character, so I'll have 4 characters for my party. None of those is... So unfortunately, not a lot of great ones there, but we'll go with it. So basically this is the overland where we're kind of moving through some different areas for a variety of encounters.
Yeah, and if you kind of sneak a peek up into the top left corner, you can see kind of like the objective that Ferric is trying to meet right now. It says clear 3 more hostile sites. So he's sort of exploring the board, revealing the world, and then finding some of those hostile sites to go and do some combat.
Yeah, this is a very difficult first combat, so I'm going to have to focus here because of that fire attack.
Yeah, these encounters are all procedurally generated, but there are some common things that, you know, Ferric will... Common enemies or scenarios that you do or don't want. A lot of them are you know, just defeat all the enemies on the board, but there are some that are more like escort missions or escape missions, and it's all fairly random what you get, as including how many there are later on as well. So
I did already lose a character, which this is absolutely the earliest I've ever lost a character before. But we're gonna make this work. So it actually popped up an additional character for me there, so it's the game is being friendly. I appreciate that. So I can go grab another recruit, and we could kind of be back where we started.
well, you didn't lose any of the 3 characters that got named by the donations, so that's good.
Oh, that's the most important thing. So fantastic. So back on track here. So yeah, I have to clear 3 hostile sites before I get the final battle for this chapter. So that's basically what we're doing right now. Kind of working our way through this map here. These are that's some mechanical looking monsters. Not really the caster race, but they do throw in some different types of races for some of the combats, which is cool.
Do you want to kind of talk about why you picked the caster race as the race that you're going up against in the adventure?
Yeah, it's really important because some of the other races, if you if you get to the final boss, like I actually can't beat it with the speedrun because of the way that I play. So let's see here. So just doing some upgrades here. Wolf Call's a speed upgrade for my characters. We don't want offhand weapons. So yeah, so the Thrixel, usually you can beat the final boss, so that's a critically important part.
And what's the mechanic with the legacy points? I think you've used it once or twice already.
The legacy points, just focus here for a moment. Legacy points in the, hold on just a second here. So everything's triggering Wolf Call, which is great because that's kind of a speed boost, which is really nice. That's a spirit that allows me to upgrade a weapon, so now I'm going to have this superior weapon here. I have to get a little bit deeper in here. Find my other monsters. Yeah, so legacy points you can spend on a variety of things. In the campaign game, you can spend them on your characters to do different sorts of things. In the speedrun, you can actually spend them to prevent the monsters from getting stronger as you proceed through the chapters. Or you can get rerolls on like your level up abilities, essentially. And that's basically what I use them for in the speedrun.
And you can already see all the extra squares that Ferric is getting from that Wolf Call ability. Really able to fly across the map and find those enemies at the back of the cave there. Also, I see a pitchfork. Is anybody using a frying pan today?
I think we just have the pitchfork today. We'll see if we make it to the end with the pitchfork. So I've got one more area, one more hostile site. Is it? Oh, it's up here. This is actually 2 sites right here. I didn't realize that. So sometimes you have to build passes across rivers and mountains to get to certain areas. I thought this was all one contiguous area here, but it's actually 2. So now that that's built, I can get over there. I'll be able to clear my final hostile site and then go to the boss battle for the level, which is right here.
One other thing I'll quickly mention while we're getting into this last combat is through those upgrades, Ferric is always wanting to pick passive abilities because those don't require any inputs, any additional inputs. They kind of just trigger based on, something happening. Like the Wolf Call will trigger just like it did right now on my screen when you killed an enemy with the character that has Wolf Call. There are active abilities as well, but generally Ferric doesn't want those because they will either replace something on your action bar or they will give you a new action that will require you to kind of click on stuff that you wouldn't normally need to do in order to progress. So passives are the way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. I'll show you in a moment here, but so upgraded paladin is good. We got some armor there. That's good. And off it goes. So that was our final battle before going to the boss battle. We do have to build another pass here, so we'll get started on that. Yeah, there's kind of a action bar down in the bottom left here if you have non-passive actions that you can select from. And again, for the purposes of the speed run, less inputs is better, so I choose all passive actions. So this will be the final boss of chapter 1. Okay, this is kind of a tricky battle, so I'll have to focus here. If there's any donations, feel free to read those.
We do, in fact, have a donation from the Agent Zero for $25 who says, no matter who you are, if you can hear this, I promise you are loved, you are worthy, and the world is better for having you in it. Thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity there, the Agent Zero.
Yeah, very nice words. Thank you for that.
So this is the pod battle. I've definitely seen this one more than a few times. So Ferric has a defeat all enemies objective for finishing this fight. However, those chrysalises, I would have assumed it was
chrysali.
I would have assumed it was chrysali, but it says chrysalises.
Yeah, I would assume chrysali also.
But they will start spawning additional monsters behind Ferric, so it's kind of a little bit of a slog here, and hopefully you won't have to deal with too many extras. Plus, that big nasty thing is like laying more of them, I guess. So lots of things to defeat.
A lot going on. Let's see. I think I need to go over here. Oh gosh. There's that. Yeah, so 2 really tough battles in the first chapter so far.
Oh, you're doing good though, and you managed to get the recruit there too, so.
Definitely didn't hurt. So that's the first chapter. We kind of just scroll past all of this and get onto the second chapter. So we need to assault the main area, which is down here. So we're just gonna take the crew down there and tell them to get to work. So there's a whole other overland game to this that hold on, lost my train of thought. That if you play the legacy game, obviously you would play, but for the speedrun purposes, we don't really use that. We'll have another recruit over here that we can grab after we do this battle, so that'll be nice. Maximum party size is usually 5, so if we get up to 5, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, there's like a whole mechanic in the game of like controlling various territory, and over time the enemy will try to take it back from you, but in the speedrun it just doesn't really matter. It's so focused on just moving from battle to battle, like not enough time passes where it negatively impacts anything that you're doing.
Now there might be monsters off to the sides here, so we'll have to see. If we're lucky, they'll all be in the middle. There's one right there, kind of hiding down there.
You'll also notice a lot of times Ferric tends to move his party members in a formation. They actually get bonuses if they're standing next to an ally, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, you get a it's actually a defensive bonus. It's not an offensive bonus, but it gives you a little bit of extra protection when you're kind of trying to move fast through things. Like an armor bonus. So there were some guys off to the sides here. And those kind of little tendrils you see on that one guy, that's like a stasis effect that essentially is a paralysis, so I don't like any of those. So I just did a reroll and took a paladin, which is good. Another paladin is also good. So we're gonna go grab our recruit. Opportunities are individual character quests and things like that. So again, for the speed run, we're not really interested in that. And then I guess we're headed up here to that other spot, so.
Yeah, it just says, if you look again at the kind of objective area, it says Assault Wester Dream Chimes. But you can't just go do that right now, can you? You have to, like, kind of get up there and fight through some stuff on the way.
Yeah, it doesn't let you traverse areas that haven't been explored, so you can just explore them, but I don't have to do the encounters there. This is an incursion. They're kind of just trashing some of my settlements, but again, that doesn't really affect the speed run. So this is kind of like a library, I guess. A little bit of close quarters here. Gonna have to kind of work our way through there. It says be careful with the books. So I think that means
this is a library.
I know. Simmer down, everyone. Where's the librarian? The librarian's probably a boss.
Sporadic, do you have any donations to read in like your best librarian voice?
Like, she want like my being quiet librarian voice or my pissed off librarian?
The pissed off library voice has got to be the best, so.
Well, we have some incentives that we're looking for some donations for here. So if you could all get some donations in, that would be really, really great, okay? We're looking to unlock hard mode in Mighty Gunbolt Versed. So if you're gonna get a donation in, please put it towards that incentive. We are looking for $300, but we only have $45. Now, what are we gonna do about that? I feel kind of mean scolding the chat though, like, please just do what you want. Happy Pride.
Chat knows what they did.
Exactly. Push up those librarian glasses and tell them what they did. So.
Now, if you ever walk through this library again without a donation,
That's right.
I've heard that the New York Library dropped like late fees, like they forgave late fees, and like some unprecedented number of books were returned.
Oh my gosh. So people were just like sitting on them?
Like, yeah, like hundreds of, I mean, books that people hadn't returned for like 20 years. Like books that were like out of print. Yeah, like books were like, because like the late fees just kept accruing, right? And so the people were like, I can never take this back again.
Yeah.
They got books that they had replaced. They got books that were like irreplaceable.
Guess it did what they wanted, so.
Yeah, you know.
There we go.
Late fees are garbage, but donations are fabulous, especially when they're for the Trevor Project.
So kind of you just a little exploration in this zone here. Everything's hiding behind doors in this area. So
yeah, I was gonna say it really was taking you a long time to figure out where that door was.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's so many doors.
Distracted by angry librarian to me.
Yeah, exactly right. You did your job too well. That's it, finally. Boy, that was a lot of doors to open. So let's re-roll that. Full call. Good.
You did save all the books though. Good job.
So that's chapter 2, and moving right along, making good progress. We're on to chapter 3. So this is a 3-chapter game. So this is the final chapter. And we just have to do an assault, which is up here. However, we do need to gather everybody together, because if our guys are separated, they can get ambushed, and ambushes are no good. So let's go. Let's head up there.
Let's get the gang back together for one more heist here.
Yeah, exactly.
One other quirky thing about this game that Ferric hasn't really mentioned, but definitely tries to avoid, is if you accidentally equip an item of a different class to a character, it will actually change their class. And sometimes you will get loot that is, you know, would be really good if you had a ranger or a wizard, but
Yep. Then you're like, no thanks.
All warriors. So, yeah,
no thought of that.
Yep.
Well, the funny thing too is if you end up with a warrior or with a ranger or a wizard, you can actually just like throw a sword into their hand or like, and then they'll just basically act like a warrior. They just won't be as good. So there are ways to kind of work around that. But right now, 5 warriors is very nice. And you hear all those wolf calls going off because they keep killing monsters and getting more bonus tiles, which is just fantastic.
And this is not the final battle, right? Because there's
It's not. It'll say final preparations for the final battle. So Dominated is very bad because it's my own characters are attacking each other. This Muse has that ability. And you just kind of have to hope that nobody dies. Because my characters can do a lot of damage to each other. I think I got one more monster hiding. Oh, 2 more. Got one hiding there and over there. When the monsters are moving is when I kind of zip around the screen and try to figure out where everything is.
Yeah, you have kind of like a free roaming camera, so if you don't really need to keep track of what one of your characters are doing, it's usually like the perfect time to do some scouting, and Ferric does
exactly.
that really well, so
now we're headed over here, so we have to kind of start making our way. Maybe we can get over here, possibly. Yeah. Oops. No. So let's quest here, build a pass. Perfect. Actually, we want everybody doing that.
Teamwork.
Opportunities, yes. So somebody got ambushed, unfortunately, because I did have one character that I didn't see from over there that was running all the way over here. So that's just going to be a little bit of a time sink, but we kind of just have to get him out of this scenario and get them back to building that bridge.
Run away, run away.
Yes. That's done. We can go ahead and quest that. I'm not sure why it wanted me to build another pass right there. That's a little bit strange, so we can get everybody over to this quest area and then we should be good. Now we're back on track because we're headed right here. They're really doing a number on that settlement there. Wood chips flying everywhere. Do not want to assault that. Do not do that. I almost had a whole additional combat that I did not want to have, so that would have been bad.
You're kind of just trying to figure out where the final encounter is at this point.
This is it, if I'm lucky. So, cancel out some upgrades there. Final preparation. So this is the final battle here, so that's good. And at this spot, we will do a little bit of upgrading because we don't have a lot of good weapons right now. Waiting for them to load up, I can actually crash the game if I don't let them load up, so I'm making some fire weapons. Fire weapons are good because they deal splash damage when you kind of do your critical hit effect. And then just whatever I can make with what I've got left here. So sure, I'll give him a great sword. And he's got a club, and I literally cannot make anything else. So let's head to the final battle and see what we get.
It is a big club.
This is a kill the tyrant. So that just means there's a boss somewhere on this level that I need to find. So really what we want to do is just kind of crash through here as fast as we can, not really worry about killing a lot of monsters, and try to sort out where the boss might be. Usually they're kind of opposite of where you are, so I'm just going to head up to that corner. So now I have the wolf call. I've got a massive speed burst in terms of how far I can move. So you'll see my characters just shooting across the screen here. Like I can barely even see where I'm selecting. And meanwhile, the monsters are going to be spawning, and I'll just be looking for the final boss. If I keep them together, they're in that formation, so they should be quite a bit safer with the additional fortification from being in formation. All right.
This is just a huge map, and you've pretty much revealed like 90%.
Yeah, it's a massive map because multiples of my characters have wolf call, so those effects are stacking. And I'm just going to go behind these doors because I'm almost positive when you see those doors that's where the boss is.
Oh yeah, the evil, ominous-looking door. That's
nothing bad behind there. Of course not, right?
No.
Every dungeon ever.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong behind this door? So that is the final boss right there. Now we kind of just have to get in here and see what happens. I think I can deal enough damage because I do have some upgraded weapons. Sometimes they do like to play hide and seek a little bit, but we'll work with it. So when you're on the yellow tile, you can attack. If you end on the green tile, you get an additional action. So if he doesn't teleport, I basically have him surrounded and can just start wailing on him. I will take advantage of some flanking attacks here for some additional damage. That's the final boss. That was an excellent final boss battle. Some free upgrades. And that's time, if you could mark that. That run actually went pretty fantastic, except for losing a character in the first battle. I don't think I've ever lost a character in the first battle before, but clearly the people that built this game designed it to be friendly and gave me another recruit, so I was able to kind of regroup there and sort of cruise my way through. If you could just read me my time for that run.
Sure, well, oh my gosh, I'm a little bit behind. It looks like maybe the timer has, okay, the timer, I'm seeing a 24:09, but I think the timer may, well, I don't know. I'm watching it a little bit of a delay. I'm seeing a 24:09.
Sounds good, very good. Yeah, the best time I've ever done is 19, and this run usually averages around 24 to 25, so. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. Really enjoyed showing off that game. You know, the parts of the game that you didn't really get to see are the storyboards that I was, you know, exiting out of just to do the combat. The storyboards are fantastic. It is a legacy game, so the choices that you make with your characters in the storyboard do affect what happens later in the game. You know, they can get married, they can have kids, you know, they can do, you know, build towns, do all kinds of different really cool stuff that I didn't really get to show. So,
they can have gay relationships.
Yep, you can have gay relationships. You can be non-binary. They have a lot of different choices that way, which is really, really nice. Very, very much up to speed that way. But yeah, super, super fun game. I would highly recommend it. I've been enjoying playing it since late last year, and I've played it in a couple marathons. So again, thank you for hosting me. Please, if you feel so inclined, send out those donations to the Trevor Project. It's a fantastic organization. I would like to say thank you also to Blaze as my commentator for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. Great run, Ferric.
Yep. And on that note, I will say good night and enjoy the rest of the marathon. The end.
Well, thank you so much, Ferric, for that lovely run of Wildermyth. What a pretty game. It was lovely to watch. And what a great game for Pride.